Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in, thanks for coming to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm exceptionally pleased to bring you my first ever Vaer, or Vaer. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But this is an American brand. It's a brand that I've been aware of for a while. I was fortunate enough for them to contact me. They asked me would I feature one of their watches. I've been particularly impressed with their GMT pieces. This is the Pacific Steel. They've got it in quartz. They've also got an automatic. This is the quartz version. It's running a quartz GMT. And what I do like is, and the second hand is actually hitting the markers. Small things. I know probably doesn't bother most of you, but when I've got a quartz watch, that's one of the things I look at, and it bothers me when it doesn't hit the marker, or oftentimes it's in the middle of where it should be. Drives me nuts. Pleased to say this hits pretty much every marker, so I'm pretty happy with that. Nice looking watch. They've definitely drawn inspiration from a more well-known watch, maybe two, but they've done their own little thing with it. And they're an American brand. They're from the USA. They're doing some really nice stuff. They're a brand that I've been aware of long before I even started my channel, to be honest, or around the same sort of time. It was a brand that they did a few pieces. There was a dive watch that I liked, the solar one I think it was at the time, I'm not sure. But I'm really pleased to bring this to you. Hopefully by the time we get to the end of the video, you know if it's for you. If it is, please use the link in the description. Not an affiliate link, just makes your life a little bit easier. But yeah, very, very cool piece. But you want to see the watch properly, don't you? So with that being said, get yourself a nice beverage, a nice brew, because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. This is the Vaer. I'm really happy to get this in. This is the watch itself. This is the packaging it came in. Quite a little bit different to what you'd normally get. So it came on the rubber strap, which you'll see in the intro. The stainless steel came in the other box. Yeah, I took 3 links off for it to fit my wrist, but yeah, nice and easy to deal with. And yeah, we'll put all that to the side. And here's the watch. See, as I said, it's the Vaer Pacific Steel. They've got this in automatic as well. This is the quartz one. Also comes as a white dial. At the time of recording this, they are both sold out, but they've assured me they're going to be back in stock very, very soon. Inside the watch, it's running a quartz movement. It's a Ronda 51524H. I've had this movement before where it's a Swiss Ronda quartz movement. You know it's going to be decent. So nice to see a good quartz movement inside this watch. And it's Swiss. So, I mean, it's an American brand, but it's nice to see them using a Swiss movement. I haven't looked to see what the automatic movement is inside obviously the automatic version, but this one's got the Ronda Quartz 515.24H. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal, is 316L stainless steel. So you got the bezel, crown, case back, bracelet, and fully milled or partly milled clasp. 316L stainless steel, mainly brushed, but you got a few polished elements chucked in. Quite a big chamfered edge on the case. So yeah, crown, bezel, case, solid end-links bracelet, clasp, all 316L stainless steel. The case thickness of the watch is 11mm. The case diameter I measured from the 8 to the 2. I was getting it at 38.8mm on my calipers. And when you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it was coming at 42.1mm. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 16, back up to 20 at the clasp. And the lug to lug tip, the tip of the watch is 46.1mm. A little bit of overhang in the center with the male end links, but predominantly 46.1mm. The bezel is nice. It doesn't quite line up, unfortunately, but it's a bi-directional bezel, 120 click. Feels a bit like Seiko's bezels, sort of a ratchety sort of feel. Crown situated at 3 o'clock, signed with Vaer on there, and you got the case back that has a well-timed function probably for the GMT hand. But quite a nice little addition. It's got all the information on there that we're going to run through as well. But I'm not disliking that case back. It looks pretty cool. As I said, 20mm. You got the bracelet. It's got screw pins. It's got a bit of taper on there as well, which I like. The clasp is okay, partly milled. The outer shell is pressed. You got the inner elements that are milled. You got Vaer on the catcher I found the catch is a bit stiff. You really got to give it a bit of encouragement to get it open. You got a quick release on the bracelet, which is cool, makes it nice and easy to change out onto that rubber strap and everything else, which is nice to see. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal. Legibility is okay, given it looks like a, yeah, the crystal could have had a little bit better AR coating on there, but it's okay, very legible, not too bad. When you're using several lights to make these videos, it's kind of inevitable that you're gonna have a little bit of glare on the watch. So yeah, not too bad. Sapphire crystal. The water resistance you'll make out down at the 6 is 150 meters, so that'd give you 15 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight will appear in the top right, so, or to the side of me, should I say. So we've got on the bracelet, it's 125.1 grams with those 3 links removed, and on the rubber strap it's 81.3 grams. So not bad in terms of the proportions, in terms of the size and the weight and everything. But yeah, but let's have a look at the dial in a bit more detail. So you've got a minute track going around the outer edge. You'll see the second hand does hit the markers pretty well. It's one of the best ones I've had in for a long time. That's one of my biggest bugbears with the quartz movement. Sometimes if they don't hit the markers, it's glaring. On this, that it hits predominantly all of them, to be honest, which I'm pleased to report, which I was happy to see, to be honest. You got applied battens everywhere except for the 6 o'clock position where you've got the date. In terms of the hands and indices, you've got nice brushed hands, nice proportions on the hands, and also you've got a sort of like a creamy color in terms of what they've done with the, so it's not stark white, it's sort of a creamy sort of color in terms of what they've done with the hands and indices. I'm hoping that leads to good lume, and we'll check that out in just a few moments time. You got Vaer printed onto the dial just below the inverted triangle at the 12. You got 500 feet equals 150 meters, and USA assembly, just highlighting the fact that it is a US brand. Yeah, nice to see companies like Vaer and other companies from different countries providing really good Microbrand watches. The date location down at the 6 is my preferred location. I'm not entirely sure it fits in the date window like it should. It looks slightly off, but yeah, it's okay. It's not too bad. Probably a little bit to the left, but not too noticeable, really. But yeah, black or white writing's preferred, given that you've got white writing on the dial. It's a black, sort of like a piano black dial with white writing. So it's nice to see they've sort of got color matched it down at the 6. And I alluded to it earlier, what's the lume saying? So I'm going to bring the lume up now. I wasn't sure what to expect, given the style of watch it is and stuff. I've heard lots of good things about Vaer, so I was really happy to be contacted and get one in. And the lume definitely didn't let me down. I wasn't entirely sure what to imagine was going to be what they've done, but they've done decent. They put a decent amount of lume on there. It goes and goes, yeah, and that's kind of what you want for the style of watch it is. What would I deter? This is sort of like a watch that you could wear for most occasions, and the lume is not letting you down in the regard of whatever you want to use it for. So that was a really nice touch. Really pleased to report the lume on this is decent. So yeah, nice touch. In terms of the watch itself, this quartz movement, you'll see the second hand ticking. You take the crown out, it will hack. You put it back in, it will start back up again. We're going to scroll through together to see where it changes over. A few minutes to 12, that's not too bad. We can live with that. In terms of the date, you'll see it's a little bit over to the left. Not a deal breaker, but something I've just noticed. And then I put it back to sort of that type of position. We know it's the AM, and now we change the date. So if we turn it towards you, that's the GMT hand. So that will say it's sort of 8 minutes past 8 in the morning. Now it's saying it's, say, 8 minutes past 10 of the second time zone in the PM. If you go the other way, you can scroll the date through. It's now saying the 15th and so on and so forth. And then when the time comes, screw towards you, screw away from you, and then screw the crown up. And that's everything going on there. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, guys. Give an idea what it looks like on my wrist. One moment. Okay, so this is what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is a 7 1/4 inch wrist for your reference. And it looks nice, doesn't it? It wears well. It's obviously drawn inspiration from a more well-known watch, but I think it looks very, very nice. A little bit more glare on there, but generally not too bad given it's a reflective surface. But as ever, what do you all make of it? So guys and girls, that would now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to kind of hire with puckers. What I think is pants about the watch. Not a great deal actually. I really quite like this watch. Lots to like. But there's two things I am going to mention. First off being the bezel alignment. You'll see if I go that way, it's one too far over. That way, it's one too far back. So it's kind of in between. So the bezel alignment, not great. I would like it to have been bang on. And the clasp like gets stuck a little bit with this. It takes a bit of force to open it, but that outer shell being pressed is just a bit of a letdown, really. Not an inexpensive watch, and I'll bring the price up in front of me, and I'd like to have seen a fully mold clasp at least with this watch. So they're the two things I'm going to mention for pants. I'm going to go with the bezel alignment and the clasp. What I think is pucker a bit more, because I do like the watch, I'm going to go with the sapphire crystal. I'm always going to mention sapphire crystal, guys. I love a bit of sapphire. The hands and indices, I like the way they're done. I like the way the proportions, I like the brushed element of them. Yeah, I think they're done really, really well. Good, but like I said, proportions are everything when it comes to hands. The loom was a nice surprise. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect of the loom. That's one of the areas that from a few years now of doing reviews, that tends to be the one area the companies do cut cost. Unfortunately, they've not done it here. The date location and the date color. So they're the two things I'll say there, just because it's good to see the location at 6. I like the fact they've color matched it. The case back's really cool. That well-timed sort of function. I like that. Nice case back. And finally, the size. I'm going to go with the size of the watch. I like the proportions of the watch. I think it just really works. So they're the things I'm going to say for puckers. I'll go with the sapphire crystal, hands and indices, loom, date location, date color, case back, and the size of the watch. And that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And I mean, with this one, it's not as obvious, guys, given there's a couple of things that I've mentioned for pants. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a real solid offering from Vaer. They're doing some really cool stuff, sort of solar pieces and automatic pieces and stuff. So yeah, I definitely would recommend them. Definitely say take a look at their watches as well. Really, really cool. But guys and girls, as ever, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly. And maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. As always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.